North Korean fisherman drifted into South Korea after his boat broke down. He was immediately arrested, suspected of being a spy. Authorities planned to interrogate him. As the car neared the city, he shut his eyes. He knew if he saw South Korea, going home would become dangerous. Agents tried to tempt him with attractive women on the street, but he kept his eyes shut, only opening them once inside an underground garage. He claimed a tangled fishing net caused the engine failure, but the agents didn't buy it. North Korean spies had used the same excuse before. They ordered him to write out his entire life story. He complied. One agent felt his muscular shoulder. Was he military? He admitted he'd served. They made him write it all again. Same story over and over. After meals, in the middle of the night.
4시간 동안 쓴 거에 다 쓰라고? 못 쓰가 쓴다. 안 쓰면 못 자고.
Whenever he asked how many more times, the answer was always just one more. Eventually, they decided he wasn't a spy. They sent in a soft-spoken woman to persuade him to stay. She promised a new life, an apartment, job training, steady work. He was tempted. He asked if he could bring over his wife and child. She went silent, then gently offered, "You could marry a beautiful South Korean woman." But he shook his head. He wouldn't abandon his family. He refused to defect. The woman changed tactics, said North Koreans had no freedom, were brainwashed, that South Korea just wanted to save them. That angered him even more. His life back home wasn't like that, so they arranged his return. On the way to the boat, he kept his eyes shut. An agent asked why not take one last look. He said, "If I see it, I'll remember. And under interrogation, I might slip. But if I see nothing, it's like I was never here." But that was their last trick. They stopped the car on Seoul's busiest street and pushed him out, hoping the spectacle would force his eyes open. He realized he'd been tricked, but kept his eyes closed. Someone accidentally bumped him. He fell, then opened his eyes. What he saw stunned him. Skyscrapers, fashionable crowds. He saw a different world. Everything felt new and unfamiliar. Even tossed-away electronics looked fascinating. That night, a woman ran past, chased by two men. His soldier instincts kicked in. He stopped them easily. Grateful, the woman invited him to eat. She was a sex worker, but refused to serve those men. She wasn't like the happy faces he'd seen during the day. She looked tired, worn down. She told her story, quiet, sad. And the man wondered, if South Korea was so rich, why were some still suffering? When the agents returned, he asked them. One replied, "The brighter the light, the darker the shadow." Even in wealthy places, not everyone thrives. Eventually, he was sent home. To prove loyalty, he tore off his South Korean clothes and chanted slogans on the boat. At the dock, a grand welcome awaited him, but it was all for show. After the ceremony, he was taken straight to interrogation. They made him write down everything he saw in South Korea, again and again. It felt all too familiar. The next day, he asked to fish, but his license had been revoked. Fishing was his family's only income. He ignored the order and went to sea. A sentry yelled for him to stop.
얘네 가지고 굽담면서 내 먹지 마시라요. 당연히지 말아요.
He didn't. A single shot rang out. He fell, caught in the silent war between two nations.